Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Growth English podcast. I'm Emma, your host, and I'm sending you all a big hello from our beautiful studio here in Manhattan, New York.
And I'm Liam. It's great to be with you again, Emma. The energy in this city today is incredible, isn't it?
It really is, Liam. Looking out at the Empire State Building right now, I can see thousands of people rushing below us. Everyone looks so busy. That actually brings us to today's topic. But before we dive in, I want to say something to our listeners.
Go ahead, Emma.
If you are listening to this to improve your English, you are in the right place. Our goal is simple. We want to help you grow your vocabulary and listening skills while also growing as a person.
That's right. Learning English isn't just about grammar books. It's about absorbing positive ideas and modern mindsets. By listening to this podcast, you are practicing active listening, which is actually the first step toward what we are talking about today.
Exactly. Today, we are discussing something that feels like a secret superpower in this loud, busy world. We are talking about monotasking.
Most people in this city think multitasking, doing many things at once, is the key to success. But today, we're going to challenge that. We're going to explain why focusing on just one thing at a time is the real way to get ahead.
It sounds almost impossible in 2024, doesn't it? But I'm ready to learn. So if you're driving, walking in a park, or just sitting with a cup of coffee, stay with us. Let's start our journey into the power of focus.
Let's get started.
Liam, looking down at the street from this studio window, it's beautiful, but it's also a bit scary. Everyone is walking so fast, talking on their phones, and probably thinking about five different things at the same time.
That is the classic New York hustle, Emma. Actually, it's not just New York anymore. Everywhere in the world, people feel like they have to do everything at once to be successful.
Well, to be honest, I'm guilty of that too. This morning, while I was waiting for my bagel at the deli, I was checking my work emails, scrolling through Instagram, and trying to listen to an English lesson.
And how did that feel? Did you enjoy the bagel? Did you learn the English lesson?
That's the problem. I didn't even taste the bagel, and I can't remember a single word from the lesson. I felt busy, but I didn't feel present. Is that what multitasking does to us?
Exactly. Scientists have discovered that our brains aren't actually multitasking. Instead, we are task switching. We are jumping from one thought to another very quickly. And every time we jump, we lose energy. It's like a car constantly stopping and starting in heavy traffic.
But Liam, many people say, I am a great multitasker. We see it on job resumes all the time. Is it all just a lie?
Well, actually, it's a misunderstanding. We can do two things at once only if one of them is automatic. For example, you can walk and talk because walking doesn't require much brain power.
Okay, I see. But we can't do two thinking tasks at once, right?
Precisely. If you were trying to write an English essay while listening to a talk show, your brain is struggling. Research from Stanford University shows that heavy multitaskers are actually worse at filtering out irrelevant information. They are more easily distracted.
That is so interesting. So, by trying to do more, we are actually training our brains to be less focused?
Exactly. We are teaching our minds to be shallow. To be honest, in a professional environment, this leads to more mistakes. In America, we value efficiency, but multitasking is the enemy of true efficiency.
So, let's talk about the solution monotasking. It sounds simple, but I think it's very hard to do. How do you define it, Liam?
Monotasking is the radical act of doing one thing at a time with your full attention. When you are drinking coffee, you just drink coffee. When you are studying English, you only study English. No notifications, no background noise.
It sounds like a superpower because almost nobody does it anymore.
It really is. When you monotask, you can reach a state called flow. This is a term used by psychologists. It's that feeling when you are so focused on a task that time seems to disappear. You become highly creative and very productive.
I've felt that before, usually when I'm painting or sometimes when I'm really into a good book. Everything else just fades away.
That is flow. And the best part is, you don't feel exhausted afterward. You feel energized because you weren't fighting with distractions.
I want that feeling every day. But Liam, my phone is like a magnet. Even if it's just sitting on the table, I want to touch it. How can I start monotasking today?
Well, we have to be very intentional. First, I suggest the airplane mode trick, even when you aren't on a plane. If you have 30 minutes to study English, put your phone in another room.
Another room? That sounds like a challenge for me.
Start small. Try 15 minutes. Also, try to batch your tasks. Instead of checking emails every time you get a notification, check them only 3 times a day.
To be honest, I think that would save me so much stress. What about learning English? How can our listeners use monotasking to improve faster?
Great question. Instead of listening to English while you are at the gym or doing chores, try to spend 10 minutes sitting down with just the audio. Close your eyes. Listen to the rhythm, the tone, and the emotions. That 10 minutes of deep listening is more valuable than 2 hours of background noise.
So, it's not just about work or studying, it's about how we live our lives, right?
Absolutely. Imagine you are having dinner with a friend at a restaurant in Times Square. If you keep looking at your phone, you are telling your friend, this digital world is more important than you.
That's a very common sight in New York. Everyone's sitting together but looking at their screens. It's quite sad when you think about it.
It is. Monotasking is a way to show respect to yourself and the people around you. It's about being here and now. When you are mindful, life becomes richer.
I'm starting to see why you call it a superpower. It's the ability to choose where your attention goes. In a world that wants to steal our attention, choosing to focus is a quiet revolution.
A quiet revolution. I love that phrase, Emma.
Well, I'm definitely going to try this. No more bagels and emails at the same time for me.
Your brain and your bagel will thank you for it.
That was such a powerful conversation, Liam. I'm already thinking about how to change my morning routine. But now, let's slow down and look at some of the golden vocabulary we used. For our listeners at home or on the go, this is the part where we help you master the words so you can use them like a native speaker.
Great idea, Emma. Learning the word is one thing, but knowing how to use it in a New York office or a casual conversation is the real goal.
Let's start with the big one, simultaneously. I struggled to pronounce this when I first moved here.
It's a mouthful. It means at the exact same time. In the intro, you mentioned trying to eat, email, and listen to music simultaneously.
Right, and to be honest, it's a very formal sounding word, isn't it?
Actually, yes. In casual American English, we often just say at the same time. But if you're in a business meeting in Manhattan, saying we will launch the product simultaneously in London and New York sounds very professional.
Simultaneously. It's all about the rhythm. Next is a word I feel every Friday, exhausted.
This is much stronger than just saying I'm tired. If you say you are tired, maybe you just need a nap. If you are exhausted, your battery is at 0%.
I notice New Yorkers use a lot of idioms for this, right?
Oh, definitely. You'll hear people say I'm wiped out or I'm spent, but exhausted is perfect for any situation. For example, after multitasking all day, I was completely exhausted.
Now let's talk about the enemy of focus, distraction.
A distraction is anything that takes your attention away from what you should be doing. In our conversation, I mentioned that phones are a constant distraction.
Can we use it as a verb too?
Yes, to distract. For instance, stop distracting me. I'm trying to finish this report.
In an open office plan here in the city, people often wear headphones just to avoid distractions.
The fourth word is efficient. Everyone wants to be efficient, but what does it really mean in a growth mindset?
Efficient means doing something in a way that saves time and energy while still getting a great result. Many people mistake busy for efficient.
Right. Being busy is doing a lot of things. Being efficient is doing the right things well.
Exactly. Monotasking is a more efficient way to work. It's a very common word in American corporate culture.
And our final word for today, mindful. It sounds very calm.
It is. Being mindful means being fully aware of where you are and what you are doing. It's the opposite of being distracted.
So if I'm drinking my coffee and I'm actually tasting it and feeling the warmth, I am being mindful.
Precisely. You can say, I am trying to be more mindful of my screen time. It's a very popular concept in health and wellness circles across the US right now.
I love these words. They aren't just for English exams, they are for real life.
That's the growth part of our podcast, Emma. Use these words to describe your day and you'll see how much more confident you feel.
To our listeners, why don't you try to write a sentence using one of these words today? Maybe tell us what makes you feel exhausted or how you stay mindful.
As we come to the end of today's episode, I want to leave you with a final thought. We live in a world that is obsessed with more speed, more apps, more achievements. But in this race, we often lose the most important thing, our presence.
That's so true, Liam. To be honest, I spent so much time trying to be fast that I forgot how to be good at what I do.
Exactly. Think about a master craftsman or a great artist. They don't rush, they give their entire soul to the one thing in front of them. In the 21st century, attention is the new currency. If you can control your attention, you can control your life.
So, if I understand correctly, monotasking isn't just a way to work faster, it's a way to live better. It's about choosing what is important and saying no to everything else.
Precisely. It is a quiet revolution. By choosing to focus on one English sentence, one conversation, or one sunset in Central Park, you are reclaiming your mind. You are telling the world, I am in control of my focus.
I love that. It makes me feel much more powerful rather than just being a victim of my phone notifications. To summarize for our listeners, monotasking is your modern superpower. It leads to flow, it reduces stress, and it makes your learning much deeper.
Well said, Emma. Remember, the journey of learning English is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn everything today. Just focus on one thing and do it with your whole heart.
Thank you, Liam. This has been such a peaceful way to end our session. And to our listeners, what is the one thing you will focus on right after this podcast? Whatever it is, give it your full attention.
Stay mindful, stay focused, and keep growing.
We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.